Hey, let me tell you about some ill. I mean, we struggle for the meal kit. Only my day was around me. With them, this empire we building. No ceilings like Mr. Carter said in 09. Been on my grind for so long, I know it's my time. Recording now. Hey man, say man, who you know king of the classics like Space Jam. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Rock, back at it one more time with another bang. Hey, dig this, man. Hey, look, man. I didn't drop a lot of bangers watching basketball, reacting to basketball. You know, I done pissed some people off with some of my commentary, some of my opinions, and y'all said watch the GOAT series. You don't understand until you watch the GOAT series. So here we are. The truth about what makes Larry Bird great. Y'all said watch it. We here, man. I told you. Y'all ask, I'm gonna provide it. Before we get started, let me know who you think the top 3 players of all times is. Let me know where you're tuned in from. And if you rock with my vibes and you think Larry Bird's the GOAT or even the top 3 contender, hit that like, hit that subscribe. And if you think somebody else is the top, you know what I mean, Larry Bird not top 3, dislike the video. Let's see who win, man. Let's get to the video. Hope y'all doing good, staying safe. Heavily requested. Let's get right. Talk to me. Oh, damn. Boy, you got faked. You got faked to all hell. Shout out to Johnny Arnett. Let's see what you're talking about,
Larry
player.
Joe Bird, recognized by many as one of the top 10 greatest players of NBA history, but many fail to realize just how strong his GOAT argument actually is. Larry, alongside of Magic Johnson, saved the NBA and helped bring the league to new levels of popularity throughout the 1980s. Throughout Bird's illustrious career, he won 3 NBA championships, received 12 All-Star selections, made 10 All-NBA teams, won 3 MVP awards, and won 2 Finals MVP awards. Larry was also one of the most clutch players in NBA history. He had numerous game-winning shots in both regular season and the playoffs, and he was known for making the big play when his team needed it most, whether on offense or defense. As many of you already know,
New Orleans, that's
Bird
60.
was an all-time great three-point shooter and just a great shooter in general. He shot 37.6% from three-point range during his career, and he won the three-point shooting contest 3 consecutive years, with Craig Hodges being the only other player to win the contest that many times. Bird was a great all-around scorer and shooter when it came to efficiency, but in his prime, he was unmatched. He was the first player in NBA history to make the illustrious 50-40-90 club. To make the 50-40-90 club, a player must shoot an average of 50% from the field, 40% from three-point range, and 90% from the free throw line over an entire NBA season. In all of NBA history, only 8 players have averaged 50, 40, and 90 over a season. And of those 8 players, only Larry Bird and Steve Nash have done it multiple times. What makes Bird stand alone from Nash, though, was the fact that Bird was a scorer and a high-volume shooter. Bird shot an average of nearly twice as many shots and free throws as Steve Nash per game. Bird was a volume shooter who had multiple 50-40-90 seasons, so from that perspective, you could argue that Bird was the most overall efficient scorer in NBA history. Bird was far more than just a scorer and a shooter, though. He was one of the greatest, if not the greatest, all-around player in NBA history. Over his career, Bird efficiently averaged 24.3 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, and 6.3 assists per game. Larry was arguably the greatest passing forward of all time. His court vision, high basketball IQ, and team play was off the charts. This aspect of his game is sometimes overlooked because of the reality that he played in the same era as Magic Johnson, the face of Showtime and arguably the greatest passer of all time. Bird wasn't quite on Magic's level in terms of vision and passing, but as far as 6'9" small forwards go, Larry was as close to Magic's passing skills as it gets. Along with his overlooked passing is his rebounding. People forget he was a 6'9" player who knew how to use his body. As I mentioned earlier, Larry averaged a whopping 10 rebounds per game over the course of his career. He wasn't just a solid rebounder, he was one of the all-time greats at it. Bird has the 49th highest career rebounds per game average in NBA history. Most of the players on that list are either power forwards or centers though, which Larry was not. He played primarily as a small forward. Among primary small forwards, Larry has the third greatest rebound per game average in NBA history.
Okay.
These are one of those stats that testify to the hustle and heart that he played with each and every night of his career. He was also an underrated defender. Larry played with heart and effort on both sides of the basketball every game. He wasn't the greatest shot blocker, but he did average more blocks per game over his career than LeBron James has. Larry also averaged a high 1.7 steals per game.
Why you ain't even had to bring bro name up like that? What Brian got to do with this video, sir? Nah, I'll just play it. This how people be for real, man. I just be chilling, man. Nah, if y'all think Larry Bird is better than LeBron James, like the video right now. If y'all think LeBron is better, and I need all my Bron fans to stand up right now, all right? Hit the dislike. I know you don't want to dislike the video because you rock with Rob, but this is a one-time exception. Dislike the video. I need y'all to run that up for me because, you know what I'm saying, these are two all-time GOATs. You know what I'm saying? Greats, I should say.
He wasn't the greatest shot blocker, but he did average more blocks per game over his career than LeBron James has. Larry also averaged a high 1.7 steals per game over his career.
That is high.
He was tenacious, he was scrappy, and he was a quality on-ball defender. He also made 3 all-defense teams in his career. I'm not trying to make it seem like he was Kawhi Leonard on defense, but Larry was a good defender who often doesn't get the recognition he deserves in that area.
Okay.
Larry was a legend and a leader who impacted the game in just about every way you can. And as a result, his team won 3 championships and made a trip to the finals 5 times. An aspect that I don't often hear mentioned in the GOAT discussion was the fact that Magic was a rival to Bird and Bird was a rival to Magic. In a way, you could say that these two legends took away from each other's success.
Facts.
Michael Jordan, for example, had no equal throughout the 90s, so in a way, it's easier for us to call him the GOAT since he so clearly stood out from everyone else.
Great take.
If you take either Magic or Bird out of the equation, though, the remaining player stands out that much more.
Facts.
Magic would have won more championships if Larry wasn't around, and Larry would have won more championships if Magic wasn't around.
That's a great
Although you
take.
could argue that their impacts and legacies were greater since they were rivals to each other, we can also acknowledge that their GOAT pursuits were hindered by the fact that they were constantly in each other's way.
That's a great
Bird
take,
had many
bro.
obstacles and challenges, but he didn't let that stop him from putting together an impressive, all-around GOAT-worthy career. But with all of that being said, there is one aspect of Bird's career that is more legendary, more jaw-dropping, and more GOAT-worthy than any other aspect of his remarkable career.
What?
In the year 1985, Bird was at home with his mother and was wanting to help her build her new driveway. While Bird was out there shoveling gravel for his mom, something happened that would change the rest of his career. Bird brutally injured his back, which would then be an ongoing battle with pain and spasms for the rest of his career. This injury speaks to Larry's pride, hard work, and independence. What's crazy is that I'm pretty sure any Bostonian in that day would have volunteered to shovel that gravel for Larry. Regardless, the damage was done, and ultimately these back issues would play a part in Bird leaving the game earlier than many other athletes. With that being said, this injury begun and took place in 1985. Bird still played 7 seasons after that injury. Listen to Larry's primary doctor describe what Larry was dealing with through those final 7 seasons of his career.
What?
He could manage the pain in a way that very few people can do. There'd be days he could come in the office and he couldn't stand up straight.
What?
It was a situation that he was seeing almost daily. He had lost the structural stability in his spine, so it would slip into abnormal positions to try and lock itself to get an artificial stability. That's like getting your finger stuck in a door and somebody's still pushing on the door. So what he had to do was unlock his spine, realign it, do techniques that would hold that for 4 hours, 6 hours, that type of thing, and then he'd go play basketball.
What?
His pain and his quest for basketball became all-encompassing. Very few people really knew what Larry was living with.
So let me get this straight. When Larry had won his championship and finals MVP in 1986, this is what he was going through? In 87 and 88, when Larry had back-to-back 50-40-90 seasons while averaging nearly 30 points per game, this was the back issues he pushed through?
That's crazy.
When Larry won the league MVP award in 1986, which was his 3rd MVP in a row, which he is the only player to ever accomplish since the NBA's merger, This is what he overcame to get
Hold up, he got 3 back-to-back MVPs?
86, which was his 3rd MVP in a row, which he is the only player to ever accomplish since the NBA's merger. This is what he overcame to get it done? That is beyond legendary.
Now that's
it's
crazy.
Utterly ridiculous.
Now that's crazy.
You do realize that Larry only played 5 healthy seasons in his career before
Wow.
he received what many people would consider a career-ending injury, and then spent more than half of his career dealing with the pain and structural damage, and yet he still managed to put together a GOAT-worthy resume.
Great pass.
No other NBA legend has anything close to that kind of claim.
That's
Say
hard.
what you want about Larry Bird, but the reality is he's likely the toughest and baddest dude the NBA has ever seen.
That's hard.
This is why Larry Legend is the greatest player of all time.
Hey Johnny, this is my first time watching your videos, Johnny. I know you're gonna see this, man. I want to thank you for the dope video. First off, I'm about to hit that subscribe. I'm tapped in with you. First off, I like that, you know what I'm saying, he defended bro. And out of all the highlights I didn't watch, all the trash I didn't talk, I didn't know that. I know bro broke his nose or his face or something like that. I know that, and use this to correct me in the comments and tell me exactly what happened. And then he came back in the game and lit the other team up. I knew he had that heart. I ain't know he had a career-ending injury type heart and then played through it and still went crazy. And I told you, I just take inspiration from the game. I'm not one of these people that's going, you know what I'm saying, cuss you out, you know what I'm saying, really hate you because of your takes. Real recognize real, and I just get inspiration from greatness. So if you could break your back, you know what I'm saying, or whatever they call it, I ain't into the scientifics and all that, you know what I'm saying, I skipped that class. But if you could go through that just show you how resilient you gotta be to be in that GOAT conversation. Now with that being said, when it come to these GOAT talks, and it's crazy because I love the fact that he brought up Magic and like them competing for greatness. You know what I'm saying? There was no equal for them. You know what I mean? And the fact that Bird was even considered equal to Magic with that, you know what I'm saying, ailment is crazy, bro. You know what I mean? That does add to his GOAT case. And with that being said, it also gives me, on some real talk, it gives me like Grant Hill, T-Mac type vibes. Like his potential, his ceiling was so high. His ceiling was so high, and he was hindered by it. And you could say, with all those things considered, he's the greatest, but you know what I'm saying? You know what? I ain't even trying to start these debates, man. I say that to say, man, bro definitely is a beast. He's an all-time great. I enjoy these videos. I want y'all to debate. Who's y'all top 3? Let me know in the comments, all right? Hit that subscribe if you rock with me. Hit that like if you think Larry Bird is top 3. Hit that dislike if you think somebody else is top 3. Either way, I appreciate y'all rocking with the kid. I got a whole playlist of me reacting to the all-time greats, and this video fire. So I'm about to react to the Kobe and MJ one, and then we gonna get the LeBron one. I gotta see what he say about Bron, but we gonna see, man. I'll see you on the next video. It's rock, and I'm out. Yeah, dig.
And yeah, we still blazing. Half man, half flamethrower, flow immaculate. Gas masks, trash bags full of that Cali Kush. Need more cash flow, these boys smoking regular. Claim that they the plug, doorman, get your hustle up. Circle of bosses around me, cross cover my